LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing, co-hosts Brian Schmidt, PJ Noodleman, and producer Dangerous Dan Margetta. Call the show anytime at 414-421-7901. And now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
Well, good morning, everybody. We're off to Pocono. It's a head-to-head thing with the Indy cars today. NASCAR's in Pocono, Pennsylvania. It's the last time that Prime will be showing a race this year. At the same time, Fox will be coming from our own Road America. And Dan and Brian are sitting in the new media center? I know it's a new place for you guys.
It's the Road America Trackside Studio. So we've abandoned our old gas station, and we are now in our the new facility here. We got a nice little room that we're in. Thanks to John Everett and the whole group at the communications department at Road America for setting us up with this great little studio. And we're getting ready for the XPEL Grand Prix today at Road America for the Indy cars. We're gonna sweat it out and watch some good racing today, right, Dan?
That's right. We did it yesterday, and everything worked out, and the fans are showed up. And then coming in here, there are a lot of people here all weekend, and it's a pretty big deal here, not only for the IndyCar Series itself and the people around here. It seems like a pretty good mix, and a lot of good fans. The drivers seem to be happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And the field will be led by rookie Louis Foster, who's going to start on the pole for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. Graham Rahal also having a good run. He's going to start sixth today. But Louis Foster was the champion of the Indy Next Series. Grabbed his first pole yesterday, so he'll be on the pole for today's race.
Also joining us, of course, our own PJ Noodleman out in Trempealeau, Wisconsin. Hi, PJ.
Hey, a balmy 86 with looking for a high of 93 on this side of the state today.
Yeah. Well, this won't last long. It'll be over with by tomorrow. It'll just be a wonderful memory for everybody who's losing their air conditioning. That's a wonderful thing. They are racing already this weekend at Pocono. The Xfinity Series ran yesterday. Connor Zilisch won it. I guess the cool thing about it, not only was it his first oval win, but his crew chief was Dale Jr. after regular crew chief Marty Lindley was not available. And so Dale Jr. hopped on the box, and that was a story in itself. Not only is Zilisch just an absolute can't-miss young driver, but having Dale Jr. as car owner and sitting on the box had to be kind of a cool thing for all involved there also.
And it wasn't. Think about
and
that.
In the truck series.
But think about that thing with Zilisch and Dale Jr. and the crew chief. He's one as a crew chief. He's one as a car owner. He's one as a driver. Somebody put something online that said, other than Junior Johnson, who else has done that?
That's a good question. Wow.
That's right. Interesting to think about. Lane Riggs won the truck race. Ty was ninth in that one. It seems to me that what you want to look for in those truck races is what's going on with Corey Heim. If he's perfectly okay, he's going to be in it for the win, it seems like. He had tire trouble, and that cost him a win, and Lane Riggs is now in it.
He had a flat tire on the one to go. I mean, they're coming to green late in the race, and all of a sudden he says, something doesn't feel right, and his right rear tire was going flat. That put Carson Hocevar, who was running third at the time, moving up to the spot. Well, Hocevar didn't use his head real well, and nobody on that crew told him, hey, you are not the leader now. You are still, the second place. It's a jump to start, so he got put to the back. So Riggs was really the third best truck in that situation.
Wow. And now it's tighter for the playoffs, too. Now there's only 3 positions remaining via points, and that's Enfinger, Caden Honeycutt, and Ty Majeski's on the cutoff line. He's 10 to the good, but he and Joe better get their heads together.
It seems like they should have won already this year, more than once, but their stuff comes up and bites them. I swear to God, it's pretty frustrating to watch, let alone to be driving the truck or be making the calls on the thing. So this is the third straight sellout at Pocono today. As we mentioned, Prime's last event. The green flag is at 1:20 this afternoon. However, that's going to be head-to-head with the IndyCar race at Road America. That will be on Fox, and the green flag for that is at 12:47, roughly half an hour before the start of the Cup race. So interesting little head-to-head battle we have going on. But I'll tell you something, Prime and NASCAR last week had more than double what IndyCars had on Fox. I'm just amazed. It's not that I'm surprised that NASCAR outdraws IndyCars. It blows me away that NASCAR outdraws a main network while they're on a streaming service, and it's double. It blows me away. I'm amazed at what has happened, and I know, by the way, I used to laugh at Ed Kluka when he would tell me, you're not taking into account all the people watching on their phones. Well, you're right. I didn't think it was a very viable source of viewership, and I was. The longer we go, the wronger I am. There's people watching on laptops and telephones and watching anywhere they want, really, and it's absolutely amazing. And good luck to both today as they go head to head. This is going to be a real battle, it looks like to me. This week, of course, we raced at Mexico City last week. SVG, my God, what an ass kicking that was. Let's face facts. But all they needed was one late race caution, like we are pretty much used to getting these days, and we wouldn't have had the largest winning margin in 16 years. SVG won by 16 and a half seconds. He becomes the 10th winner this year, catapulting himself up from borderline being eliminated. He was 33rd in the points, all the way up now. And he takes over that 10th spot. There are only 6 points positions left this year. And all of a sudden, those point positions are all looking at each other going, what are we going to do? We're going to have to win a race, or it's going to be very stressful. We're going to be biting our fingernails off the last couple of races here trying to get in the show. And,
well, you think about it. I mean, SVG did what he was supposed to do. I mean, he's there to get in the playoffs and win a road course race, which he did. So he accomplished that. That puts them in the playoffs, which some people kind of. I can take some exception to that too. You're 33rd in points. Means you haven't had a really great year, and suddenly you pull off a win, and you're going to jump all the other guys, especially the guy that's right on the bubble. But that's the game we're playing, and he did what he had to do.
And let's face it, that's why he was signed over there, because I believe the only goal that they have realistically to go for to get him in the playoffs by winning a race. There must be financial considerations to the 16 cars that are in the playoffs. They don't just race for regular purses from there on out, do they? I mean, it's the championship purse you're also racing for, it seems like to me. So
there's that too, and I think a lot of sponsorship.
That's why they signed him.
I think a lot of sponsorship deals are set. There's a lot of sponsorship deals I think are signed that says if you make the playoffs, you get this amount. If you don't, you get this amount. So I mean, there's probably some incentives there for making the playoffs.
Shane Van Gisbergen had an unspecified stomach illness before the race. What did they say? He was leaking from both ends?
That's called Montezuma's Revenge.
Yes. That's it's a common affliction for those who think that going to Mexico sounds like a really good idea. Would you like that on the rocks? Well, sure I would. Yeah, unless the ice melts into your drink and then you get some wonderful Mexican water in your system. That'll clean you out in a couple of days, buddy, right there. By the way, which I thought was a pretty cool thing, Kyle Larson was involved in a wreck, and he was laps down, and they decided to get that car fixed and get it perfect so they can get the extra point for setting the fastest lap of the race, and they did it. I don't know how many laps down he actually was, but here he is cruising around by himself, which I guess makes a pretty big difference there, and goes ahead and sets the fastest lap of the race. Good for them. We're glad you're tuned in. We've got 2 different races to look at today, the NASCAR race, the IndyCar race, and lots of good stuff coming your way. We'll be back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
The Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame welcomes the class of 2025, Mason Crosby.
This to send the Packers into the NFC Championship game. It is good! The Packers are moving on! Mason Crosby, a hero for Green Bay.
Crosby spent 16 years in Green Bay, becoming one of the most accomplished kickers in NFL history.
I couldn't have done any of this without my teammates, without my family.
They're going to try a field goal from 58 yards away, 56 a career best. And it is good by Mason Crosby.
The 75th anniversary induction ceremony for the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame, presented by Network Health, will be held July 24th at the Baird Center. This year's class also includes Joe Thomas and Ernie Johnson. For more information and tickets, go to WIHallOfFame.com.
Welcome back to LTN. Denny Hamlin is on the pole today, 172.599 miles an hour, 52.144 seconds to get around. That's a long-ass racetrack, isn't it? It really is. Buscher will start second. Hocevar will finish third. Carson Hocevar, caution Hocevar, call him what you will. He's his own worst enemy. If you missed the big hoopla this week, he made some comments after when he was asked about this whole Mexico City, and lucky for you, if you missed it, we've got it. Go ahead, Matt.
This is what I put. This is how I put it. This whole experience, if the travel was better, if getting here was easier, if you felt safer getting to and from everywhere, if it wasn't such a hole, if the track limits were a little better enforced, if it was going to be a little bit better of a race and it wasn't so easy to, or feel so locked down like you can't leave anywhere, it would be a great experience. It'd be an absolute great experience. If you take all those out, it's unbelievable. It's great.
It's great. We took those out. Unbelievable. And he's not the only one that got affected. That was a $50,000 fine, not from NASCAR, you understand. From Spire is the one. Tab Boyd, the longtime spotter in the Cup Series. He was Ricky Stenhouse's spotter. He had to go and he had to put on X. Quote, I'm ready to go home. Screw this place. People can talk it up all they want. You can't even walk out the front door of the hotel without getting hustled and money snatched in less than 5 minutes. Good area's my ass. Well, and that cost him his job. Now, true, spotters are easier to get than great car drivers. There's a definite upside out there for Carson Hocevar. He's only 22 years old. He has not figured out when to keep his mouth shut. It's not anything to do with whether or not he was right or wrong. Yes, he was right. NASCAR doesn't want to hear that.
Do you know what, though?
I'm sure you got a call.
I get tired of NASCAR saying they want the personalities. And then when they get the personalities, every time they end up whacking them on the knuckles. And I'm not a Carson Hocevar fan, but it's like they're speaking out of both sides of their mouth all the time. I'm tired of it.
Exactly. And that's the thing, I mean, I get if you have sponsors tied to it and stuff, Carson should, think a little bit more about what he's going to say before he says it. There's probably just one word in there that really cost him what he's talking about. But I mean, you're trying to hide what was possibly going on there. And I listened to a lot of the radio this week about it, and they want to glow about it, and you could tell some people were very reserved when they're asked about it. And that's not right. That's not what this is supposed to be. Let's let people know. And that's the problem with media all the way around now. You're not getting the absolute truth. You're not getting what's really happening. Nobody wants to really know because it might hurt somebody's feelings.
And what Tab Boyd said, I have no doubt, is factual for damn near everybody who is down there. I used to live right on the Mexican border, and this was back in the 80s and the early 90s. So if it was as bad as it was for me back then, I can only imagine what it's like today, because people are so much more emboldened with what they do to try to get you to give them money or to take money from you in that country. Sorry, I'm not sorry. That's what it is.
I think the problem there was with Hocevar. He said that before we even went. That was on a Twitch stream or something like that. And again, we're in an area of social media where everything gets blown up and everything gets taken away a million different ways, and suddenly it has a whole legs of its own. So you got to kind of get off of social media if you're going to be any kind of
rebel.
Well, have any kind of notoriety or any kind of fame. You probably shouldn't be on social media because that's what happens. It gets taken crazy. And as far as the media stuff goes, I do say you should always report both sides and let you make your own decision. And that doesn't seem to happen. I get that.
Right. And I mean, and I get they want to race down there. That's fine. And the two things can be the same. It can be a successful race down there, and you can still have issues with, the safety and all that kind of stuff, because, that's what happens in this world. So NASCAR trying to cover up one part of it to make it look like that event was great. It was still a great event. They had a huge crowd. I mean, the race was for the most part okay, but trying to hide that to fluff it even better, I think, is the dumb part. Let's get all the facts out there so we know.
Yeah.
It's the experience, I think, that they're all talking about. Now, let's think about this. Isn't Mexico City the biggest city in North America? I believe it's like 10 million people down there.
Yeah.
So you're going to have riffraff.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have riffraff in any city. You're going to have riffraff in a city of 10 million people. And
probably
they're going to hang out where you've got tourists, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's like shooting fish in the barrel. It's like...
So, there's a lot of people that are not used to that. You travel and you're going to see it. These guys travel all over the U.S. and apparently the cities that they go to, like there can't be a lot of problems in greater metropolitan Martinsville like there would be in Mexico City. But it's all part of the whole experience. Imagine racing in a market of 10 million people. It was probably a very positive thing for NASCAR. The question now is, what's next? Are we going to go back there?
I was interested to notice that they didn't make an announcement while we were there. And that kind of surprises me, because most of the time when you have these big events, I mean, when we were at Chicago, they pretty much made it a point that, we're coming back here for sure next year. Didn't have that with Mexico City. And supposedly what I've heard is they're going to, all the teams have to supply NASCAR with financials for the whole week, how much it cost, what the burden was on them. And they're going to go through all of that and make a decision after the fact if this is a warranted thing to do going forward or not.
A big part of that, I think the teams want to do their own travel. I mean, I think NASCAR handled the travel this time, and we had some issues. Now, a lot of it was mechanical issues with planes you really can't control, but still it was a mess getting everybody down there. And I think you have to go through all that and to see it. Now, the company they contracted with from Mexico to put this on, they're open to doing it again. I think you just got to make sure see if it makes sense. We can't lose a ton of money on this.
I think they've already made their mind up, and they're not going to do it again. They're just going through the motions.
I believe you're right, and where they're going came out this week, which we will talk about after this break. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame welcomes the class of 2025, Joe Thomas. Thomas, recognized as one of the best offensive linemen of all time, grew up in Brookfield and starred at Brookfield Central High School. Then it was off to Madison, where he earned unanimous All-American honors with the Badgers.
On the stretch plays, got blocker in front. How about Joe Thomas? He just loves to go out and hit people.
We've had a lot of really good linemen come out of here. And when I'm asked who's the best one, it doesn't take me long to come up with Joe Thomas's name.
Drafted by the Cleveland Browns with the 3rd overall selection in the 2007 NFL Draft, Thomas played for 11 seasons and earned Pro Bowl honors in his first 10.
Joe Thomas, he has never missed a game. He has never come out.
The 75th anniversary induction ceremony for the Wisconsin Athletic Hall of Fame, presented by Network Health, will be held July 24th at the Baird Center. This year's class also includes Mason Crosby and Ernie Johnson. For more information and tickets, go to WIHallOfFame.com.
So oddly, while we're trying to figure out whether or not Kansas City, Mexico City is going to get another shot at a race, at the same time, suddenly another track that isn't even there was floated this week. It sounds as though NASCAR wants to have a road course race in San Diego, downtown San Diego. Interesting. Brian, is that, we have to go to California, and they've been telling us that forever, but is this really where we want to go?
I think it's a great idea. And I'm not a street course fan, but the idea of a street course is to bring the race to a place that doesn't have a facility, and there's nothing down in that area. There are no tracks really in that area. There's no real, good road courses down there. Your closest road course is way up at Laguna Seca, which is a long ways away from San Diego. If you're going to do this, that would be the place to do it. You're not in L.A. competing against Long Beach, so you're going to have it there. I think this seems like a slam dunk idea to me, and the weather is awesome in San Diego. It's not a massive metropolitan area like L.A., so I think it's going to be easier to get in and out. I don't know, Dan. I think this is a good idea.
Well, it depends on how much they really want it in San Diego. There's a city behind it. If they put everything behind it, like Chicago kind of did, because everybody thought the same thing with Chicago. They kind of set the bar. hey, we can do street races in places where there's no racetrack at all, as long as everybody comes together and helps out. And if San Diego wants to do it, I think it'd be great if they could do that there. It depends on where in the schedule they're going to put it to. Got to figure all that out. And if they do, say they do go to San Diego, what happens now schedule wise? Because if Mexico City does come back, we need to take a race from somewhere, and I don't know if the street race in Chicago, do you move that to San Diego? Do you go from the second or third largest market to San Diego, which is kind of close to LA, but not close enough to really count?
Yeah, because all talk is.
Yeah, but you need to be in California, right?
Yeah, and I definitely. I mean, I think if you look at the crystal ball, I'm thinking if you're not going to go to Mexico City, which people think maybe not happens, maybe you go to San Diego, which is on the border kind of Mexico. So it's a long ways away from Mexico City, but you're kind of close to that area to grab some of that. And Chicago, a lot of people still think you're going to go to the Oval the next year. You don't want to abandon that market. Chicago is one of the biggest markets in the entire country. If you just pick up and don't have a race there at all, now you don't have a race up here in Wisconsin, and you don't have a race in Chicago. Your closest race for the Midwest market is Michigan and Indianapolis with one each. I don't know if that's a smart idea either. So,
it was that way for years, Brian. It was that way for a long time.
It was before you built Chicago Speedway. Chicagoland opened that in 2001. So since then, you've always had a spot in that area, that market.
It'll be fun to keep an eye on for sure. Moving to the courts, and God knows we love when we're talking about NASCAR to talk about the courts. I thought it was kind of important that the judge in the case that is going to overturn the system, at least they think it will, has encouraged NASCAR and the teams to settle out of court. But they have been back in court. Our legal representative, Dan Margetta, can kind of summarize it for us.
Well, they did have a hearing on June 17th, and this was a hearing for they wanted to join all the other charter teams, and should they join them to the lawsuit? Are they a party to this? They didn't really want to be. They were trying to see if they could get him to do it. It looks like the judge heard the hearing that he has not decided if he will join them all in there, even though they don't want to. That's kind of what went on this week. And that's where he came out and said, if you win, what do you want? What say you win this thing, what do you get, or what are you after? Because they haven't really explained that, I thought. And, is it worth having this huge fight and blowing everything up?
A bigger slice of the pie, Dan.
Well, they came back, and here's the three things that they kind of said to him. They said they want NASCAR to divest all the racetracks. That's 11 tracks that they're part of and they own on the schedule. I'm not sure that's a huge, blow to NASCAR if they have to do that. And they want their financial damages tripled. And then they want the ability to compete in non-NASCAR events with the current next-gen car. In other words, we start another series or run another event that isn't NASCAR sanctioned. So those were pretty big wants to put out there. I think for this, they finally got that in the open. I still don't know if there's ever a winner in this deal because say they win, is it worth blowing up the whole thing? Do you have something in its place to take over? I don't know. They also said that they were open for a settlement, and NASCAR has not been really for that right now. They just settle out of court, and usually when the side that says they're open to a settlement, that's probably not the side that's winning if they're doing that, and that's kind of where I see that at. They're also going to appeal. Remember the injunction that they lost? That said they had to compete as charter teams, and they lost that to the appeals court. It was 3 judges. They appealed it to the whole appeals court. They think that if they get all the judges involved, they may have enough to maybe see it their way. The 3 that they held in front obviously did not, and they didn't win that. I'm not sure if that's a really way to go. I mean, things have surprised us in this court thing all along. I really think if your 3 decided against you, I think it's really hard to get the other guys to go against them and say, hey, okay, as a group, we're going to see it your way. That's all coming up. I just think it's a mess. And again, should they win, what do you really win? You have the feather in your hat, okay, we won, but if you blow the whole thing up, what's left?
What good is it? Where are you going to listen? I think that when we had talked about NASCAR's, the last thing they want to do is have to open their books. And it would seem to me that NASCAR would be much more willing to make a settlement on this, out-of-court settlement, if it looked like they were going to have to open their books. And I thought we were headed that direction, weren't we, Dan?
Well, in the beginning, it seemed like the teams were kind of winning this deal when they got that injunction to compete as chartered cars, and it kind of turned. And now lately, it's kind of swung back, I think, the NASCAR way. And I agree. I think if they got to the point where they were going to lose something big or have to do something they really didn't want to do, they'd be able to do that. I don't know if they're going to get there yet, but you never know. I mean, this case has kind of taken a bunch of different swings since it's gone on. You think it's going one way, and all of a sudden, here comes a big surprise, and it goes the other way as well. I think a settlement would be the best interest of everybody, but it's not my fight, so we'll see how it goes.
The settlement seems like a slam dunk to me. We're glad you're tuned in. We're going to take a break and be right back.
Be at the Fair Park in Plymouth this Saturday night. Wing Sprint Cars, B-Mods, the Dirt Devil Grand National Series, and Super 6 late models. Also, it's American Flag Night, sponsored by Kindred Hearts Families, and Hot Wheel Races. They're sponsored by Terminix Batzner and SC Diecast. Remember, no racing on Saturday, July the 5th. Join us then on July 12th for the Wall of Fame ceremonies and lots of racing. Great racing, fantastic food. We'll see you there.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
What has a lake, superb food and drink, and the biggest variety of music on the planet? Yep, it's Summerfest 2025.
Milwaukee's lakefront, cold beer, live music, there's nothing better.
For 3 weekends, June 19th through 21st, June 26th through 28th, and July 3rd through 5th, thousands of festive souls listen to music from over 600 artists on 9 different stages. Go for the sun, music, food, and to watch the people, or go to be watched by other people. Check out the schedule and more at summerfest.com.
Welcome back to LTN as the stock car boys go to Pocono. The IndyCar boys go to our backyard at Road America. One starts on Fox at 12:47. That'd be the IndyCars. And then Prime streaming service has the last race on their schedule and that starts at 1:20 this afternoon. So this week it came out that Bowman Gray Stadium, first of all, I didn't realize, or I guess I did, but I never thought of it. NASCAR owns that place, or at least they run it, don't they? But I think it's owned by the city of Winston-Salem. Am I on the right track here, guys?
I think you're close, because I'm not sure exactly who owns it. I know NASCAR's a promoter, right? They promote the Saturday Night Weekly stuff.
They went to they're now a NASCAR with a home track, they call it.
Oh, okay. Well, it was announced by the city of Winston-Salem that they are trying to work out an agreement with NASCAR for a 5-year contract to get NASCAR to race one race per year from any of their top 3 series, and in return they'll put up a scoreboard. For 5 years, a commitment? When we're talking about new tracks trying to be built in California and running a road course in San Diego and adding a place and taking a race maybe away from Mexico City and maybe Chicago, and we're talking about a 5-year commitment in Winston-Salem.
NASCAR doesn't commit to more than 3 years on anything.
Yeah, the city of Winston-Salem is the owner of that property. They've owned it since 1938. So I would imagine in order to, because you're going to be dealing with municipalities now, in order to do a high capital improvement project like that, you're going to need some sort of commitment in order to get it to pass the board. That's probably where this is going. That, if you say we're going to do it for this many years, and we're going to be able to show that we're going to bring this much money into the city, we can go to the board and say, hey, we want to spend this much money to outfit the facility. That's how, it's politics again, because you're dealing with that. So I can see where they're staying, where Bowman Gray is, but I could see NASCAR saying, we're not going to commit to that.
Exactly. I don't see that happening, but they're pretty. We're working on an agreement for a scoreboard. That's pretty nice. Hey, Josh Bilicki, the state of Wisconsin's driver in the Cup Series, looks like he's going to have himself a decent truck to run on the road courses at Lime Rock and the Roval. It's the number 44 truck. It's that Nice truck. Now, you guys that follow the truck series a little closer than I do, the question would be, could that possibly put Josh in a position to win?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty decent truck. I mean, Nice has kind of got their stuff together. It took them a while to figure that out and get all their things in order to actually, make some good runs, and they do. I mean, that 44, is that the one that Ross Chastain has driven?
Yeah, mayhem.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
That truck, that's a winning truck.
And Josh, being on road courses, I mean, why not? Bilicki could find himself in the mix if things go right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, the Lime Rock, he said it's been a while since he's last been at Lime Rock. He ran some SCCA stuff there years ago. I heard an interview with him earlier this week, and he says, but he adapts to the road courses pretty quickly. So,
and it's kind of like when he had that Gibbs ride at some of the road courses, he had pretty decent runs. Josh just has to watch out in the late races for getting dumped. And he seems to, people don't seem to respect him enough sometimes, and they kind of run him off the course. So you kind of maybe have to give some of that back to just be tougher that way.
Also, last week, we kind of threw out a little teaser that Dodge is negotiating with a team that you may recognize, which may or may not be have some local ties. We'll just leave it at that. At the same time, they are, it seems to me, they're trying to push it pretty quickly. Yes, they're going to dip their toes in the truck series as they want to come back into NASCAR. But the guy from the trucks, the Ram dude, says Dodge, their goal is to come back into the Cup Series by 2027. That is 1 year from January. And, it seems to me that that's awfully, they're pushing themselves a little bit. They're going to have to get their ducks in a row a lot more before they're going to be able to do that. Now, why is that? Well, for one, remember that the truck series isn't a terribly big commitment. All they're going to have to do is come up with some body panel parts. Actually, that's all it takes, because everybody in the truck series uses the same Ilmor crate engine. It's not a Hemi. So you're going to put some stickers that say Dodge on it, and it's going to have some fenders that look like what you can buy in the showroom. That is a far cry from getting a motor program on the road and going in another year. It seems awfully ambitious to me, doesn't it, to you guys?
Yeah, I think a lot of people said they should look at 28 at least, because it takes that long to get everything going. But it's cool that they want to come in. I mean, that's pretty neat. We've been looking for another manufacturer for a long time now, and they'd be perfect if they would want to do that. I think they fit in great as far as when they were here before. I thought they were really well. It's sad that they left, and it'd be kind of cool to have them come back in. And I guess the question then would be, what teams would they be looking at as far as coming on? I mean, is it a brand new team, or would they look to partner with somebody like, say, Trackhouse or something that's kind of down the tier on Chevrolet, or Spire's got that deal. I think they're kind of a satellite of Hendrick, but I mean, they'd be another one that I wonder, would that be a manufacturer coming in? Because they have so many resources behind that team. I mean, that the owner didn't he just buy a stake in the Lakers now? So
yeah,
Dodge has really got to step up with the money, don't you think? If they're going to buy a different team to move away from another, they're going to really have to spend. And I'm not real sure that they're a spending kind of a group, are they?
Well, it depends money buys speed, right? I mean, how big of an effort you want to do this? Do you want to come in and win, or do you want to just be part of the party and just hang around and put your tents up and say, okay, we're here, or do you want to go out and do it? If you want to compete, it's going to take a lot.
That's exactly it. Ambitious. That's what I think. They're just overly ambitious at this. We'll be back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Step into the legacy of American motorsport at the Cheese Capital Cup featuring Trans Am Speed Tour from June 27th to June 29th. Road America roars to life as the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli showcases its rich history and high-speed future. Witness iconic Mustangs, Camaros, Challengers, and Corvettes in a 100-mile sprint where it's driver versus driver. No pit stops, just flat-out racing from start to finish. Join the action and secure your tickets now at roadamerica.com. Cheese Capital Cup. It's pure Americana on the track.
Right now, the Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
Flag football, I don't get this. The NFL was really proactive in getting flag football into the LA Olympics. If I'm the Dolphins owner, am I letting Tyreek Hill play? No. Am I going to let Joe Burrow play? No.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan and the Danettes and you.
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports 920.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
Another busy week of dirt track racing across the country here in the middle of summer. We'll start Monday at Wilmot. The UMP Summer Nationals made their first appearance since, I believe, 2016 there. For the super late models, Drake Troutman grabbed the win, and the modifieds, Joey Siegert. Dan, you were at that race, correct? Pretty decent show for a Monday night.
It actually was, and you know who else was there? Todd was there, too. So we were both at the dirt track watching the race, and yeah, a pretty good field of cars.
Dirt track Todd.
Yeah, dirt track Todd was there.
Yeah. So, good race there. IMC Mod feature winner was Joey Siegert. Also, Monday night, Orville, Ohio, the Wayne County Speedway for the All-Star Circuit of Champions Ohio Sprint Speed Week. Bryce Lucius was your winner. Tuesday night up at Eagle River, the USRA Limited Late Models in the IMCA Stock Cars where the headliner Hot Rod Snellenberger was your winner. Watertown, South Dakota, the Casino Speedway for the USMTS Modifieds, Tanner Mullins was your winner. Davenport, Iowa, the UMP Summer Nationals, Ryan Gustin grabbed the win. Rossburg, Ohio on Tuesday night, Eldora Speedway for Ohio Sprint Speed Week, Emerson Axum was your winner. Wednesday night at Norfolk, Nebraska, the Off-Road Speedway for the USMTS Modifieds, Rodney Sanders grabbed the win. And the first night of the Huset's Speedway, Huset's Hustle for the World of Outlaw NOS Engineering Sprint Car Series in Brandon, South Dakota, Kyle Larson grabbed the $20,000 to win there Wednesday night. Thursday night in Donaldson, Iowa, the Lee County Speedway for the UMP Summer Nationals, Tyler Erb grabbed the win. Night number 2 in Brandon, South Dakota on a Thursday night for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, $100,000 to win. Bill Baylog led the vast majority of that race, and Buddy Kofoid got by him late to take home the $100,000 prize. Bill Baylog still got $25,000 for his second place run on Thursday night. Kyle Larson finished third. Friday night, Chilton Gravity Park Speedway in the Grand Nationals. It was the Terry Van Roy Memorial. Jake Richards grabbed the win there. Luxembourg in the IMCA Modifieds. Todd Dart was your winner. Stock cars went to Sean Kilgore. Menominee, Red Cedar Speedway for the Wissota Late Models, James Giassi was your winner. USRA Limited Lates went to Corey Reese, and the Wissota Mods went to Mike Anderson. Fountain City, Wisconsin, Friday night at the Mississippi Thunder Speedway, the USRA Modifieds, Josh Angst was your winner. Up at Superior's Gondik Law Speedway in the Wissota Late Models, Pat Dorr was your winner, and the Wissota Modifieds was Brady Uton. Darlington, Lafayette County Speedway had the Malvern Bank Super Late Model Series there. Dylan Thornton was your winner. Peevely, Missouri's I-50 the I-55 Speedway for the World of Outlaw Real American Beer Late Model Series. They combined with the UMP Late Models. They had 52 cars there. Bobby Pierce was your winner. Friday night also at Brandon, South Dakota's Houston Speedway, the Billion Auto Houston's High Bank Nationals. So they had 2 races Wednesday and Thursday for $100,000. Now they started another event for $250,000 to win on Saturday night. $20,000 was the preliminary feature money. Bill Baylog grabbed the win there. Good win for him. It's his 3rd ever World of Outlaw win. Last night at Plymouth, they had the Road America Challenge for the IRA Sprint Cars, $5,000 to win. Kelby Watt grabbed his first career IRA Sprint Car feature win. Adam Taylor won in the Wisconsin Wingless Sprints, and the MSA 360s went to Kevin Karnitz. Francis Crick, the 141 Speedway, the Dirt Kings Late Model Series there, had the big Letizia, I forget what the name
Diamond.
The Diamond
42.
The Diamond 47, yeah, Diamond 42, $4,700 to win. Brett Swedberg passed Nick Anviling to get the win in that one. The IMCA Modifieds went to Race Van Pay, and the stock cars went to Cole Sarneski. Shawano, the IMCA Modifieds, Lucas Lambries was your winner. The IMCA stock cars, $2,500 to win. That went to Jeremy Christians. New Richmond, Wisconsin, Cedar Lake Speedway, the USRA Limited Lates were the headliner. Larry Fitzsimmons got the win over Ryan Newman. Ryan Newman showed up in a crate late model and finished 2nd. The Modifieds went to Calvin Iverson. Ashland's was in the Wissota Modifieds. Mike Anderson was your winner. Night number 2 at Peabody, Missouri's I-55 Speedway for the World of Outlaw Late Models and UMP Summer Nationals. Drake Troutman grabbed the win. Sarver, Pennsylvania, the Lernerville Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. That was supposed to be a 3-day show for the Firecracker 100. Everything got rained out except for last night's $50,000 to win feature winner. Jonathan Davenport grabbed the win there. Chillicothe, Ohio, the final night of the Ohio Sprint Speed Week for the All-Star Circuit of Champions. $26,545 to win. Danny Dietrich grabbed the win there. Burlington, Washington, the Skagit Speedway, the Super Dirt Cup for the NARC 410 Sprint Cars, $100,000 to win. Trey Starks grabbed the win there, and that's not even the biggest money race of the weekend. The big money race was in Brandon, South Dakota last night, the Houston Speedway for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, the High Bank Nationals, $250,000 to win. Bill Baylog led the first 16 laps of that 40-lapper. Buddy Kofoid got by him. Bill was just about to catch him, and a caution came out with 3 laps to go, reset the field, and Buddy Kofoid grabbed the win. Bill hung on for 2nd, but he still got a cool $50,000 for his efforts. Buddy Kofoid, just think about his last 2 weeks of racing. He won $55,000 in Nebraska the week before. He won $100,000 on Thursday night, and he won $250,000 last night. I think if my math is correct, that's over $400,000 in winnings in just 3 races. Unbelievable money out.
What is dirt doing that paved tracks isn't?
I don't think we have enough time in this program to cover that all, but that is everything for this week on the dirt.
Over to the asphalt side of things, last Sunday at Slinger, the ASA Stars National Tour was there. Cole Butcher picking up the win. Ty Majeski was 2nd. That was a fantastic battle. Stephen Nassy 3rd and Derek Kraus 4th. Wisconsin International Raceway. It was. Wisconsin International Raceway was rained out on Thursday. Friday night at Golden Sands, Super Late Model feature winner was Justin Mondyke in his Toby car. Hawkeye Downs running on Friday night as well. Late model winner was Michael Weber. Madison International Speedway had a couple of late model features. Actually, it was kind of a big 76-lap race broken up into 2. Brent Edmonds was that late model winner with a clean sweep, fast time, and both of those feature wins in his Toby car. Yesterday and last night, the ASA Midwest Tour was up in Norway, Michigan, the Norway Speedway. The winner was Dalton Zare, setting fast time with a new track record, too, so a bit of a sweep for him. Marshfield Motor Speedway, super late model feature winner was Jared DeBoer, and the Midwest Truck Series was up there with a really great car count. Clay Kurtz was the winner there. Jefferson Speedway and Dells Park both canceled due to the heat. La Crosse Speedway was in action. The late model winner was Skylar Holzhausen. And then, of course, yesterday into last night, I should say, the ARCA Midwest, or the ARCA Menard Series was running up at Elko Speedway. Your winner was Max Reeves. Ty Fredrickson making his debut in the ARCA Series with Venturi Motorsports, and he finished 4th. And then they had a late model feature as well, and Billy Moan picked up the win in that. Today, Slinger has canceled due to the heat, so I guess that means you should join the boys up at Road America.
There you go. No,
absolutely. We got plenty of room for you. Come on up.
Yeah, there you go. We're glad you're tuned in. We're going to sneak away for a break, and we've got a couple other items for you when we come back.
Be at the Fair Park in Plymouth this Saturday night. Wing Sprint Cars, B-Mods, the Dirt Devil Grand National Series, and Super 6 late models. Also, it's American Flag Night, sponsored by Kindred Hearts Families, and Hot Wheel Races. They're sponsored by Terminix Batzner and SC Diecast. Remember, no racing on Saturday, July the 5th. Join us then on July 12th for the Wall of Fame ceremonies and lots of racing. Great racing, fantastic food. We'll see you there.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Step into the legacy of American motorsport at the Cheese Capital Cup featuring Trans Am Speed Tour from June 27th to June 29th. Road America roars to life as the Trans Am Series presented by Pirelli showcases its rich history and high-speed future. Witness iconic Mustangs, Camaros, Challengers, and Corvettes in a 100-mile sprint where it's driver versus driver. No pit stops, just flat-out racing from start to finish. Join the action and secure your tickets now at roadamerica.com. Cheese Capital Cup. It's pure Americana on the
And welcome back to the program. I'm glad you tuned in. William Byron had the fastest car in practice as they were getting ready to qualify here at Pocono, but he spun and wrecked his primary car. And I don't know if any of you have seen this lineup, but it seems like the wrong guys are on the wrong end of the deal. We've got Nemechek qualified fourth, Cole Custer fifth. Boy, you don't see those guys up there all that often. You look on the other end, we've got, let's see, William Byron 31st with that backup car. Kyle Busch 26th. He's going to have to win a race. He's hurting right now. Alex Bowman 25th. Kyle Larson 24th. What in the hell is going on with these guys?
Last year's winner, Ryan Blaney, starting 20th. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
20th, yeah. Yeah, imagine that. And Chase Elliott, best of the Hendrick cars, 18th. Huh? Does that seem right to you? Something seems...
It's a road course.
But, it kind of is, isn't it?
Kind of is.
Now, last week, I will...
I mean, that's not a true road course, but there's a lot of nuances
but it might as well
here.
Be.
Yeah.
I will admit that there was a kind of an easy pick last week, taking SVG on that road course. So I'm going to take a real hard pick today and take Denny Hamlin, coming off of his week off and another win and a pole to win. Yeah. Because I'm a big Denny Hamlin fan. Actually, I just think it's I can't think of anybody that's really well. Okay, I'm leaving it at that. Hamlin. PJ, go ahead. You can be next this week.
I'm taking Ryan Blaney. I mean, just because he qualified 20th doesn't mean he can't work his way back up to the front. And the guy is someone who's always in it at the end.
Always at Pocono. He has real good runs at Pocono, too. Brian.
Taking Tyler Reddick. He needs to get a win one of these days there. He's I think I took Dan's pick again. That's like 2 or 3 weeks in a row. His arms are flailing. He's like, God dang it, you did. So I'm taking him for the win. In the bonus pick, I'm going to take Alex Pillow to win the XPEL Grand Prix here today. Pillow is he's been kind of on a slump the last 3 weeks. Kyle Kirkwood is going for his 3rd win in a row. I don't believe that's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you on that NASCAR pick. I was going to pick Reddick too as well. Between Reddick and Hamlin were the two I was going for, so I'll agree with Brian on that. I'm going to disagree though on the Road America IndyCar race. I'm going to go with Kyle Kirkwood. We'll go with him. It's 4th in a row.
That would be really cool. That'd be something to see.
Who did you pick for today's Cup race, though, Dan?
3 of us.
I'm a Reddick. I agree with Brian.
Okay.
He took my pick twice. Yeah, I purposely didn't.
So
I'm like, I'll
us
put
have
those
those lovable Toyotas.
I'm sticking with a Ford.
Thank goodness for that. Hey, listen of how hot Denny Hamlin is. He's so hot because, of course, he won the pole, and last week he had the week off and didn't have to go to that S-hole in Mexico City. But he did finally end up naming his son Jameson, named after Denny's first name is James. Dennis Hamlin is also named him Jameson. Middle name is Drew, Jameson Drew, and the tip of the cap there was to J.D. Gibbs, the late J.D. Gibbs, who was instrumental in getting Denny his ride with the Gibbs team, and his former late model car owner, James. The guy's name was James Dean, and so it seems to me that kid is going to be known as J.D. Hamlin. So, and that's kind of a cool thing, I think. Good for all of you. Teresa Earnhardt, what is she up to? Everybody wants to know, what's Teresa Earnhardt up to other than pissing off everybody else in the family? She owns the 400-acre Earnhardt estate there, where apparently Senior is buried, and apparently she doesn't even let his other kids come and visit the grave or some crap. Like, boy, sometimes you read stuff and you think it can't possibly be that bad, can it? She's released plans. She wants to build I don't think it's all coming out of her pocket, although it probably could, a $30 billion data center campus. It's up at the Mooresville board right now, and they're talking about it and figuring it out. I think, what was she going to do with that 400 acres anyway, exactly? And so I don't really know what a data center campus.
She could build an access road so that Dale and his sister could actually visit the grave.
Maybe that comes at the data center.
That would.
Hey, next week we're going to go tournaments. Aren't we going to have this brackets and all that's coming up next week?
Yeah. Well, that Indies and Challenge is coming. Is that coming with Champion Networks? Is that what it is?
It's going to come starting next week with the TN
tournament.
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, it starts next week with the TNT races. That's kind of what to have people with their 5 races I think they've got, and so that'll have this tournament. They'll pair off. I think first in points goes against 32nd in points, and then they break it down, and the winner gets $1 million,
which means SVG isn't even eligible.
So it's another NASCAR gimmick that nobody really understands, including the drivers, but there's big money on the line.
Yeah, $1 million. They asked Chase Elliott about it. He didn't know anything about it. He said, well, you win $1 million. Well, I like it.
I think part of the reason why people don't really know about it, though, is because of all the changes of venue for the race. Makes it very difficult to promote it in one singular cohesive way, So, anyway.
Yeah, it's confusing that way, and Todd has dropped off here. Apparently his connection was going down, so we'll take this out, and we'll see you next week. We'll be, Brian and I here at Road America, ready for an IndyCar race. Tune in to Pocono this afternoon as well if you're at home, and you can watch both races, actually. If you're not doing anything, come on out and join us here. We'll see you guys next week. We're the Cup Series. Where are they headed next week?
This program has come to you live from multiple locations. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.